ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Get the starter toes. Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends Amazon exclusive Wolverine 5-pack set. If you're trying to get this set, you can do so at Amazon. I just said it's an Amazon exclusive, but if you're trying to get your other Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
While you're down there, I ask you to show your support by just clicking that like button, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And a big thanks to Hasbro for making this review possible and sending out this free sample set my way to review for you guys. I really appreciate it, and I really loved the whole marketing campaign behind this. You have the Robo Fwoosh Callisto right over there, you have the toying around Wolverine, you have the Super Sorrel Mastermind, you have the annoying you with friendship Omega Red, and you have the ShartimusPrime Cyber right over there. Really like the packaging. I like these gray lines and slashes, and you can see all the characters coming around the side right over there. And then on the back, you can see Wolverine just cutting through the cardboard, and then there's all these comic book panels which look really sweet. And then on this side you can see all the characters again. On the top it says Wolverine, not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here are the figures out of the packaging, and I'm not going to get too much into detail with every single figure, but we will get a close look at them and their accessories. So with a little help with some sticky tack, you can see that Callisto comes with a pair of fisted hands, and she has her knife holding hands as well. Paint apps came out pretty clean on these, and these are pretty awesome. This is a switchblade, right? Looks very good, nice detail on it. Then you have this other knife right over here. Forgive the flamin' hot Cheeto stains on my thumb, but you can see nice silver and black paint apps right there on this little knife. So I'm not going to give you a full background on the character. I think we're all familiar with Callisto, leader of the Morlocks, mutant, right, with her technical abilities and everything, but this looks really good. I love this head sculpt. It looks great. I love how the scar came out right over there. That looks great. Lipstick, eyes look good. Hair looks great. Love that blue mixed in there. And then we get this nice looking vest, nice wrinkles on the back and everything. Really cool looking armbands. We have this choker right here, which is unique. It is not the same as the one we saw with the Black Queen, so I like that. We've seen this top before. This torso is the same as the Punk Rock Storm figure's torso, as well as the jacket. The choker is actually different, right? Or is that sculpted on there? Oh, that's sculpted on there too. Yeah, so a lot of Punk Rock Storm parts right over here. We have these added arm bracelets and everything. Studs are all nicely painted on both of them, so I like that. And then we get that same belt that we saw on the Punk Rock Storm. We get this added deco with the torn shirt. I like that. And the pelvis is Punk Rock Storm. Legs right here are from the Punk Rock Storm. And then coming right back to the boots. These boots are from Punk Rock Storm once again. And we get the peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Oh yeah, I did get a little bit of an extra weird orange stain right here on the chest. I swear it wasn't the flaming hot Cheetos. So here's looking at Mastermind, aka Jason Wingrave from the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and I really love this head sculpt. Now, when I was first talking about this 5-pack set a while ago, I said, oh, I would probably have him displayed with this head sculpt on here, but I really wish we got the brown suit body for this head sculpt right here, so I may have the illusion head sculpt on him, but I really love how he has those bags under his eyes and everything. He does need the help of a device to get control over Jean Grey's mind. I mean, he could summon illusions and change your memory and everything if you're in range and stuff. Pretty vicious character, man, and brutally creepy, like super creepy for him to like totally take advantage of Jean Grey's mind like this, you know, and make her see him as this guy right here and making out with her and all that stuff with the mind control. I'm like, wow, dude, that is creepy. Anyway, looking at the side right here, really love the hair and everything. This looks great. Both of these head sculpts look really good. Just missing a tad of paint right there at the bottom left mutton chop, but looking at the back of the hair, looks great. And then of course they've reused this body from the Hellfire Club figures. You're not getting so much paint detail right here. We see that right here on the Sebastian Shaw, and then this is kind of a gray color. This is a much brighter white color. The buttons are all painted out very nicely right here, and then we get these cuffs with the nice red paint, nice clean button paint applications right over there as well. I like the sculpt of this, not looking too bad. Buckles are painted nicely once again, and we get peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Then bringing back the sticky tack again, you can could see that we get 2 sets of hands, clawed hands and fisted hands right here, with the hair on the back of each hand. Not so much on that left hand right over there, but the claws look pretty good, you know? Not my favorite ones. I wish they'd reuse the movie claws, but I still like these. So at first glance, I thought we had gotten a repainted Madripoor Screaming head sculpt, but nope, we got a brand new Wolverine head, or 2 brand new Wolverine heads, and this one doesn't have all the damage and stuff. I really like it a lot. Teeth paint looks pretty good. I like how you can see the gums right there. I guess those front 2 teeth look a little on the short side, so it's not 100% perfect, but still, I do like it. Eyebrows look all bushy. I like how the hair looks right here. So yeah, dope looking head sculpt, but this one, this is something special. I mean, I assume that Wolverine would heal up pretty quickly after getting some bruises on his face and cuts like this, but I still love it. It looks a little extra puffy around the mouth right there. All these little scratches look fantastic. I love the red in the right eye. I had that happen to me once from stabbing myself in the eye with a drumstick. Still have a scar in my scleratus, so it's kind of messed up. But anyway, personal stories with ShartimusPrime. Hair looks great. And then we get the back hair, which it almost looks like ants. I don't know. It's not honestly my favorite application of body hair. Having this huge, empty spot looks a bit weird. I do like that they have that on the figure, though. It doesn't look natural to me, though. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Looking at the hair from the Weapon X figure, this looks a lot more natural. I think they could have made the hair a little bit longer. It looks a little bit too short, and then that's what makes it look a little bit off. So if the strands of hair themselves were longer, I think it would look more realistic. Again, I love all the gashes and everything. It's fun to use this figure playing with the other figures, like having them against Cyber, with all the cuts and stuff. Again, not my favorite application of body hair. Juan, you get sculpted nipples, well, painted on nipples actually, but yeah, you can see that they missed it from the top of the pecs right over there. It does look pretty good on the Weapon X figure. That looks a lot more natural. I don't like the color choice right there, but the way it's applied looks a lot better than it does on this one, I think. No secret paint underneath the abs or anything. Legs, pretty standard what we've seen before with some of the Wolverine figures. And again, there's the lower back, no body hair, Wolverine butt, and then we get peg holes. So we get the same carbonadium accessories that we'd seen the last time. They're in white, which is actually a lot more comic accurate, and I really appreciate that. These look a lot better in white, in my opinion. Here's the silver version from the first one. So yeah, and again, I wish these had bendy wires in them. That would have been cool, but I wasn't expecting it this time around at all. So while I was the least thrilled about getting this figure, it's actually a little bit more impressive than I thought it was going to be. I love the pearlescent white right over here on the sides of the mouth. That apparatus painted with that pearlescent white looks so cool. The teeth look great. I love the added gray right around the eyes. And of course we get the Omega symbol right there painted, as opposed to the last version that does not have that painted. This one has more of a gunmetal gray going on, and you're not getting that detailed paint under the eyes. Teeth still look good on this older figure. This is not bad, but yeah, this just definitely looks better. Hair looks solid as it did last time. And then we get this new Screaming head, and this looks so much cooler. I love this head sculpt. That is dope, man. Again, that pearlescent paint right there on the sides, gray around the eyes, looks great. Very, very pleased with this. Hair and everything is the same as the other head sculpt. And the body is the same. We just get more of a gunmetal color right here for the shoulder pads. So you can see that is dull over there. We get the gunmetal gray looking awesome. Get a much lighter color red throughout most of the figure. This has a little bit of a bluish hue in the white portions where this one does not. So you can see the color differences right over there. The figure just pretty much speaks for itself. Where we saw some silver right here, we see white. And same thing, the boots are not painted or anything, so we get painted boots right there. Still have peg holes, and then there's your Omega red butt. If you want to take this apart, you can do so, and you can see the pegs that stick up on the shoulders. Oh, I almost didn't notice this, but we get the Omega symbol right here on the back of the hands. The new one, we do not. And here's looking at the Cyber figure. Never mind. I just had to put that back on there. Feels so much better to have one in hand now without the numbers there. Again, the blue looks fantastic. I reviewed this figure already. I love the highlights right here. Looks really good. I love how we have a very nice metallic blue. As I'd mentioned with the product sample, it had gotten a bit chewed up around the shoulders, and I could see that starting to happen with this one too. I knew it was going to happen, or knew it was likely to happen, so I've been a lot more careful. So yeah, I highly recommend be very careful when you move these shoulders up, but I am noticing that there is less damage happening as I do that. Just, yeah, be careful. Really like this shiny silver, though. Looks really good. Again, I wish we had fisted interchangeable hands with the figure. I really like how these claw hands look right over here. The nails look pretty dope. Not too sharp, of course, but they're still there, so I like that. I do wish this end was contoured a little bit more towards the hand, but it's a minor gripe. Then here's looking at the back of the figure again. Then again, we got the man bloobs. It doesn't actually stand out as much to me this time around, but again, you can see some of the marbling in that plastic right there, and then you get this nice highlights of blue over the darker blue. Reminds me of the Toy Biz days. Always happy to see that. Looks dope. And then you can see some of that metallic blue again right here on the calves and everything. So yeah, man, really like this Cyber figure a lot. It is my favorite one from the set for sure. Fairly certain you guys remember me from showing this last time, but you can pop the hands off, and if you want to put Colossus hands on there, you could do that. Looks a little bit weird, but if you really wanted the fisted hands on there, the silver matches pretty well. I'm not going to go through the articulation segments. You've seen these figures all before. They're all reused. But anyway, Callisto is standing at around the 6.5 inch mark, as well as Mastermind around 6.5 inches. Wolverine is at the 6 inch mark. Omega Red closer to 7.5 inches, and 8 inches for the Cyber figure. So you can see most of your Marvel Legends, the average height is about 6.5 inches. Now for some size comparisons, you could see Callisto right here compared to the Build-A-Figure Caliban. Would we have Morlocks with no Caliban? I don't think so. And then here's Callisto next to the Punk Rock Storm figure, and you can see they stand at about the same height. Their eye lines are very similar. And then here's Callisto next to the Netflix Jessica Jones figure. If you want to see a head swap, that's actually kind of cool. I mean, they don't fit perfectly, but still kind of neat. And then here's Jason Wingard, or Jason Wingrade. Here's Mastermind next to the box set of the Hellfire Club figures. We have the White Queen, we have Donald Pierce, we have the Black Queen Jean Grey, and then we have Sebastian Shaw. I almost want to say Sebastian Stan. Then I wanted to compare this figure with the Illusion look with the Mastermind head sculpt on a chameleon body, and it doesn't really scale perfectly. I would like to see an actual Brotherhood of Evil Mutants Mastermind body to go with this head sculpt, because yeah, I can't have him displayed with my Brotherhood of Evil Mutants like that. Gotta go with the Hellfire Club. And then here's the shirtless Wolverine figure next to another shirtless figure. We have Iron Fist over here. Here's the Madripoor Wolverine. That head sculpt was also on the Motorcycle Wolverine. We have Weapon X, and then we have, I think this is the Vintage Collection Wolverine with the House of X Powers of 10 head sculpt on there. One thing that's really cool about Hasbro reusing this body mold so many times is that you can do easy head swaps over here. So that looks pretty cool, seeing that head sculpt on this body. I do like that. You can get the beat up face on this body mold as well, and then, I don't know, have a kinky Wolverine with the mask on and no shirt. So yeah, keeping the boots and the mask on, baby. Yeah, bub. But yeah, I gotta say, these new head sculpts right here, this is a much improved version of Wolverine's head compared to the previous ones that we've seen. So I really like them. And then for an Omega Red comparison, we have our Toy Biz version right there, and then we have our previous Hasbro version right over here. And a lot of people just assumed that they're gonna sell off this one. I would argue you may want to sell off this one right here. This is my new favorite Omega Red figure. There's just more details here than I expected to see. But I am curious to see what the harnesses would look swapped over here. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look so bad. It's actually making this figure look even cooler. Wait, let's get this head sculpt on. Oh, wait, this might actually be the best Omega Red figure in my collection now, right? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards this look. I may have to just like kit bash and keep them displayed this way, because I think that looks the most badass. And the white on the face and the arms right here, it still matches in tone close enough. I think this is the dopest look. We're actually getting the screaming head on this one is probably the dopest look, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And then for Cyber, I'm comparing him to the 2-pack Colossus figure, and you can see the reused arms right over there. There's other reused parts from the Colossus figure that came out before this one, which you could see in my full video of the prototype. If you hadn't seen that video, check it out. Link below or up in the card over there. And then here's all 5 figures. Once again, next to your average 6-inch scale figure, we have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Oh, I had something clever to say about mutants, but I think I'm gonna go say it over here right now, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please show some love to the channel by hitting that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss my videos. I post about every day on this channel. And a big thanks to all these people showing their appreciation and support via the Tron and membership. If you're interested in doing so, check it out. Link below or hit that join button. This is a very cool 5-pack set of figures. Everything's been reused from one thing or another, but we get all kinds of new stuff also. I'm happy with this set. I could see why people would want to pass on it just based on the fact that we get a lot of reused stuff. I can understand that, but I am a sucker for getting new characters in my collection, so having the Mastermind, Callisto, and Cyber figures, that really makes me really happy. And I was surprised to like Omega Red as much as I do, and the Wolverine figure too. Like, I really like the Wolverine head sculpts. I really like how the Omega Red figure came out. I mean, this whole box set, I really do like it. I mean, Cyber obviously is my favorite out of all of them, and then I would go Callisto, Mastermind, and then I'd say Omega Red, and then Wolverine. I don't know, those two are kind of tied in my mind, actually. But anyway, overall, for this 5-pack set being around the $100 mark, or $120, I'm gonna give it a Sun rating of...
It's not too bad.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news and a photo gallery of images from this video, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.